Hello and welcome to this third lecture in the series of lectures on oral skills, and this particular lecture is on PowerPoint presentation. Today we shall learn how to make a PowerPoint presentation as a form of oral presentation skill. Now, PowerPoint is a very popular method of oral presentation, and it is a combination of verbal and non-verbal communication. This is one of the modern presentation skills as it makes use of information technology. It makes use of the computer and the allied tools like the LCD projector. It is a very effective means of presentation as it is audio-visual, and you can display information on the screen in the slides, and therefore it engages the attention of the audience. If it is just a lecture, the audience may find it uninteresting, but because one can see the points, the important aspects on the slides visually, also it makes use of certain diagrams, tables, and this helps in the understanding of the audience. The PowerPoint presentation usually is in the form of slides which display the different information or the points that are to be communicated with the audience. Now, where is PowerPoint presentation used? It has wide applications. It is used in academic as well as non-academic situations. In academic situations, it is a very significant, a very effective tool of communication, of teaching. And you see that I am using the same tool now. I am making use of a PowerPoint presentation to explain my topic of today. So this has great applications in the academic world and in non-academic situations like in companies and firms and offices. It is used for presentations of various kinds, and it is allied with the computer, the laptop and the LCD projector. And to use PowerPoint, you need a basic knowledge of computer operations. Now let us see what the uses of the PowerPoint presentation are. It has great uses in teaching learning, as we just discussed, and it can be used in companies and corporate firms, government offices for introduction of a new scheme, say for an introduction of a new project, a product, or expansion of the firm, or it may be even used in problem solving. For example, if a person or an authority is faced with a problem and he has been asked to study and make a presentation regarding the resolution of the problem, then he prepares a PowerPoint presentation explaining the different aspects of the problem, the possible solutions, and so a PowerPoint presentation can be used as a tool in problem solving also. It is an important tool in seminars and conferences and is used by the speakers, the honorable resource persons to present their ideas, to present their views, to present their topic. What are the features of a PowerPoint presentation? PowerPoint presentation is peculiar with the use of images, audios, videos, animations, graphics, and so on. Animation, graphics and effects, sound effects can be used. Audio and video effects can be used. You can use emojis, you can use diagrams, you can use maps, various bar diagrams, graphs, trees, pie charts, flow charts, tables, and especially we make use of bullets of different kinds to present the points that we have in our topic. Next, what is the procedure of the presentation of a PowerPoint? There are two parts. First, you have to prepare a PowerPoint presentation, and then is the actual delivery or the oral presentation of the PowerPoint. So, slides are prepared in a PowerPoint presentation. For this, we require the software like MS PowerPoint and or the PC or laptop, and you can even prepare a presentation with the help of Google Slides or similar applications on an Android phone in modern times. So, because our Android phone actually works like a mini computer. We can also select the format of the slide, the appearance of the slide, the orientation with a portrait or landscape. For example, I am using here the landscape type of slide because it gives a wider screen, wider view of the contents. You can select the font, you can select the font size and accordingly prepare your slides. Now, what more can you do is, first you have to begin, when you open the application or the software, you have to select the design for the slides. Already there are many designs available in the software or in the application. You have to select the design that you like, the color of the background or the design of the slide, and then you go on to prepare the slides. That is, you start entering the contents on the slide. In preparing the slides, you first have to prepare an intro or introductory slide which gives the title, the presenter's name, perhaps the logo of the institution and other necessary information like the slogan or vision statement of the institution and other necessary details regarding the presentation. Then after that you begin the actual contents. You have to display the contents in the slides by using proper formats like titles and the contents. The font size for the title and the contents should be different. You have to use a slightly bigger font for the titles and a smaller font for the contents or the subtitles. Then we should remember that we have to present the information in the form of points and not complete sentences because the space is limited and we have to present the information in a way that can be easily understood or grasped by the audience. We have to make use of points and not full sentences. We can make use of different types of bullets to present these points. Then there should be a consistency in the format of the slides that we use from the first slide to the last slide. Use of bullets, diagrams and other tools which make the information more comprehensible have to be used. Now, we should keep the slides simple and avoid overcrowding as much as possible of the information or the content that is displayed on the slides so that it is easily comprehensible. And lastly, we should take care to prepare an extra slide, that is the last slide, to take the leave before you end. Now, how to make an oral presentation with the help of the PowerPoint presentation. We have to follow all conversational etiquettes because it is an oral presentation. All conversational etiquettes have to be used. Your language should be polite. You should begin with greetings, end with a close that is quite complimentary, thank the audience for their patient listening, and in between too you have to use a proper tone and it should be a formal sort of presentation. Formal language has to be used. Now, begin with appropriate greetings depending upon the time of the day, the type of the audience. As we have already seen in comparing, a similar sort of knowledge has to be had in presenting a PowerPoint presentation also. Then we have to introduce the topic properly. and give a clear idea to the audience as to what they should expect from the presentation, and go on explaining the slides one after the other. You should not read the slides but present and elaborate upon the content that is present in the slides. Now, the sentence structure should be very simple. Avoid very bombastic technical knowledge. Yes, but if the audience is an expert audience, then you can use technical language. Otherwise, we have to keep the language and sentence structure as simple as possible. Then, when presenting, we have to generally make use of the present tense, and past tense and future have only to be used when required. Then the use of vocabulary should be very common one. We should not generally make use of technical language. But as I said, if the audience includes experts, then there is a need of using technical language. We should make proper end of the presentation also, because a presentation is an entity and it has to have a proper beginning, a proper middle and a proper end to it. What is the nature of the questions in the examination that are asked on this particular type of oral skill? We have to answer it like this. You may be asked to make a PowerPoint presentation on some topic, or you may be asked to create 2 or 3 slides on a given topic and explain each point in at least 3 to 4 sentences. Now, as is my practice, I will present before you a solved example. Here, say, create 2 to 3 slides on pollution and explain each slide in at least 3 to 4 sentences. This is the question that we are going to see. Now you find before you particular slides. See, first one is the definition of pollution. The definition of pollution is given as per the Merriam-Webster's online dictionary. Now, keep in mind that though we have to make use of points and not full sentences, when it comes to definition, we have to give it in entirety, the full definition with all the references. So you find here, pollution is the introduction of contaminants into the natural environment that cause adverse change. So this is the way the definition is given in the Merriam-Webster online dictionary, and it is given as it is without making any change. Pollution types. This is the way you give the title and then you add the points. Air pollution is one type. Damage to air quality due to harmful or poisonous substances. Damage to water due to effluents from factories, sewage, etc. And noise pollution, propagation of noise with adverse effects on human and animal life resulting from machines, vehicles, etc. Now, the third slide is pollution and its effects. Air pollution. Disease of the respiratory system like asthma, cough, tuberculosis, global warming, and water pollution, diseases like diarrhea, cholera, hepatitis, typhoid, etc. Noise pollution, deafness, hypertension, so on. Now, how to explain these slides? We have prepared 3 slides and we are going to explain them. Hello and welcome to everybody. Today I shall make a small presentation on pollution. We hear the mention of pollution as a great problem, a threat to life on earth. Let us try to understand it. Here, in the first slide, we find the definition of pollution. It is clear from the definition that when air, water and natural resources become harmful, by natural or man-made things, it is pollution. The things that pollute these resources are called pollutants. Now, let us see the major types of pollution. They are air pollution, water pollution, and noise or sound pollution. As we all know, air is polluted by many gases like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, smoke, dust, etc. These are emitted into the air by vehicles, chimneys of factories, and even through respiration. These are harmful to life when they exceed the limit. Water is polluted by the disposal of effluents from factories, disposal of sewage into water bodies without treating it, washing and defecating in water bodies. Loud sound that is beyond the capacity of our ears to bear results in sound or noise pollution. Horns of vehicles make such noise. This final slide explains the adverse effects of pollution. Usually, air pollution leads to disorders of the respiratory system. People suffer from asthma, suffocation, breathlessness, tuberculosis, and many such disorders. Water pollution results in disorders of the digestive system. Contaminated water and food can lead to cholera, diarrhea, typhoid, hepatitis, etc. These can become quite fatal. Lead and arsenic content in water also becomes hazardous to health. Too big a sound can lead to deafness and hypertension. Sometimes certain accidents like leakage of radioactive substances affects future generations of the victims also. Now, from the presentation we have learned the concept of pollution, its types, causes and effects. It then becomes our sacred duty to protect our environment through various measures. Now, this is the type of answer that we have to write for the question that I stated earlier. Thank you.